Hello everyone, I am Sai Chaitanya. Welcome back to my channel Sai Tech. In today's video, I'll try to compare the displays of the Realme X7 Pro versus the Mi11X device. So a lot of users did ask me this kind of question, that which display is the best and why as well. So in this video, I'll try to explain you which display is the best, friends. And recently I did a video on comparing the both phones and which phone to buy as well. So make sure to check that video in case if you're planning to buy one of the mobile phones. So this will be very helpful video, friends, for you all. So let's begin this kind of comparison, the display comparison between both the phones actually. So it is a Realme X7 Pro which I'm using for the past few months, and it is a Mi11X which is also called as a Redmi K40 for the international version, Chinese version, and Indian version is called as Mi11X device. So let me try to quickly open the basic display comparison between both the phones. So what are the things you need to know before starting the actual comparison? So first is that the Realme X7 Pro uses the Samsung's E4 type panel, as you can see, friends. So this is a E4 type panel, and whereas the Mi11X uses the Samsung's E4 AMOLED display. So E4 panel versus E4 AMOLED display, friends. So there might not be a much difference, but let's see in the actual video comparison, we'll get to know the results as well. So that is the one thing to compare. And next thing to compare is about the peak brightness. So peak brightness is about 1200 nits on this Realme X7 Pro and 1300 nits on this Mi11X device with the peak brightness, as you can see here. And the contrast ratio is 5 million is to 1, as you can see, friends. So whereas here it is of 6 million is to 1 ratio, as you can clearly see here. So this is a ratio between the both the phones, and 100% DCI P3 color gamut as well. So both phones are having same kind of thing. And both phones has a 120Hz refresh rate screen, and 360Hz touch sampling rate is the one which is present in the Mi11X device. I think whereas the Realme X7 Pro has got only 240Hz touch sampling rate, as you can see, friends, 240Hz touch sampling rate, which is clearly mentioned. So this is an overall comparison physically between both the phones. So now it's the time to compare the actual video comparison between both the phones. Let me try to open the same video in both the phones and compare side by side. So right now you can see, friends, this is the display comparison between both the phones. You can clearly distinguish between both the phones by looking at this small punch hole. So and the position it is. So centered versus the corner side, the punch hole. The center one obviously is the Mi11X, and this is the Realme X7 Pro device, friends. So it is a proper display comparison between both the phones, and all the viewing angles you can look at both phones. So both the displays are really amazing in terms of the color reproduction. Everything is perfect in this phone. So no issues in terms of the display. So both are really bright and really good, friends. So right now I'm trying to use 100% brightness in both the phones. So there is no difference in terms of the brightness as well. So one thing is that in the Mi11X device and the other Redmi and the Poco phones, there is an option called video style modes. So in the video style modes, you can actually select different options to enable the colors more saturated or more contrast level, even the black and white mode as well, as you can see. This kind of software optimization is really good in terms of the utilization in this Mi11X device. So particularly I did like this HDR mode, as you can see, friends, which is a HDR mode, which gives you really good colors. And another mode which I like is a vibrant mode, so which will give you the high saturated and the high contrast level if you compare with the other smartphones. So this kind of tricks actually works in this phone, in this Mi11X, without any kind of issues, friends. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more this kind of similar kind of comparison with other smartphones. So overall I am really impressed with both the displays. So there's not much difference is going on at the moment, unless apart from software optimization. So it doesn't matter what display you're choosing, both displays will be the good, and both are the best as well. Even the round corners on all the directions, I did see the Realme X7 Pro has got small bezels in the bottom. If you are noticed, as you can see, friends, just try to notice in this bottom edge, you can see the bigger bezels in this Mi11X device, and the Realme X7 Pro has got very small bezels. So that's the one comparison between both the phones you can identify easily. And a small punch hole versus big punch hole, that is another thing as well. And both phones are having the dual speakers, so there is nothing much difference in terms of the audio quality as well. So let me try to decrease the brightness. So both phones are really dark in terms of low brightness mode as well. And thank you friends for watching this video. That's it for this video friends. Overall the conclusion is that doesn't matter what phone you choose, so both phones perform the best. Even the Samsung's E3 panel versus E4 panel, I cannot see much difference at all friends, apart from this software optimization. So except that everything is gonna be same in both the phones. So thank you for watching this video friends, and see you in the next video. Until then, bye.